The key moment of my Liverpool supporting life happened on the 22nd of February 2015. Me and my brother met under the clock in Waterloo to take the train to Southampton, where Southampton would play Liverpool that afternoon. I sent him off to go and get the booze. I went to the toilet. He, even though he was underage at the time, is one of these people that has always been able to buy booze owing to the size of his head. People who work in off licenses find it very unlikely that his head would have grown to that size in just 17 years. We get onto the train and I go, open a beer, Sturridge is injured, what's going to happen? Let's talk about it, let's get drunk. And he goes, Alfie, I've got to do some homework. And I go, well, let me help you with it and maybe we can get it done and start drinking sooner. And he goes, okay, it's about protests, it's a politics essay. And I go, okay, well, if you're going to talk about protests, then you've got to talk about the crowd. And if you're going to talk about the crowd, you've got to talk about the crowd's aims and the temporality or permanence of the crowd's aims being the linchpin on which the crowd either grows and continues its existence or indeed ceases. And that's why when you see people with picket signs, with signs like with political messages written on, they often say things kind of fluffy and meaningless, like Tories out or austerity no. Because if they actually wrote anything on there that was achievable or meant anything, then it actually might happen. And then they'd have to stop hanging out with each other, which is actually what they want to do more than anything else. That's why we support football, because there's always a new aim. There's always a new place to go. There's always a new uniting thing to get behind. That's why Leicester City Football Club should no longer exist. They should have won the league and then just ascended to heaven. And this guy behind me, I can see him through the crack in the seats, and he's laughing at me and Louis and the mere idea, the fact that people like us exist. And I go, hey man, do you want to have a beer? We've got some spare beers because Louis not drinking his. If you want to come and talk about the game, he's still doing homework, so that'd be cool if you wanted to have a beer. And he goes, yeah, thanks very much indeed, that'd be sound. I become quite starstruck because I realise that he is Scouse. We have the whole journey just having a great time with each other. We have so much kind of a connection. We have the same level of football knowledge. I don't know if any of you like football, but when you're looking to make a new football friend, you need to make sure that you have the same level of knowledge as your football friend so that neither of you feels condescended to and you can both talk as if what you're saying is important, whereas actually everybody, when compared to football managers and people that work in football, know absolutely fucking shit. So I'm going like, I love passing, isn't it great? And he goes, yes, I've been waiting ages for somebody to say that. And we're talking for ages. We pull into Southampton Central and he goes, so come on, man. Sound, really nice to meet you. A group of us are meeting around the corner from the ground. So if you want to come and have a bevy with us, that'd be cool with me if you fancy it. So you want to come down, group of us. It's the Liverpool pub when we're away in Southampton. So if you wanted to come, I would love that. Thank you. He goes off and gets us a taxi. I'm in Louis' ear going, do not fuck this up for us, okay? Just be cool. Be cool, okay? Do not fuck this up. Like we're about to be let onto P. Diddy's yacht. We get there and everybody's so friendly. Everybody's so welcoming. Going, fucking hell, come on, man, have a bevy. So what do you think of the game today, man? Yeah, fucking cool, I fucking love it, man. Yeah, you see him, son, Oh, you met Craig? Come over here, meeting new friends. Hey, come on, lad. And it is brilliant. These are proper Scousers as well. Not fucking radio Scouts. Hello, welcome to City Talk 96. No, they're proper, visceral, guttural Scouts. It sounds like a Central African clicking language. And well done me for understanding it, actually. And none of them mention that we're Southern. They all think it. You can just see it register behind their eyes. Like, you know when you see an old person speak to a black guy? You're black. Our mate from the train, Johnny, introduces us to his old best mate, Chris. These are the nicest, most welcoming, warm, energised people that I've ever met. So spiritually engaged with other people and non-judgmental. It feels fantastic. We get rounds in. We're very, very good like that. They get rounds in. We take strips off each other. It's really, really, really nice, and it's everything I've always wanted. Then Chris goes, come on, Mum, we need to walk to the ground. We're going to beat the rain there. And then we start walking to the ground. When we're walking to the ground, they get out a little bag of ecstasy, and they start putting it down their throat, going, fucking hell, man, there's nothing better than when you take an echi and you're coming up just as the game starts and the songs move into the back of your mind and the green of the pitch starts to wave, man. Do you want an echi? Do you want an echi? And I said, thank you so much, but I won't. The offer alone was serotonin boost enough for me. We get to the ground and I want to hug them goodbye and I want to exchange numbers, but the male emotional faculty doesn't tolerate too much exposure, so I move my shoulders at an angle towards him to suggest a hug, but I put my hand out as a buffer just in case it doesn't go my way. And we shake hands and we say, see you later, but I won't see them later because we're about to enter a little enclave of 4,000 people in a stadium of 28,000 people. Me and Louis walk into the ground. We walk up the concrete aisle staircase in the corner of the ground where they've put all the away fans. And we've got aisle seats, row M, which means minimum heads in the way of what you're doing. It means we've got aisle seats, and we watch the teams warm up for a bit. I look across to the far right where some of the Liverpool fans meet the police barricade, and there are Southampton fans on the other side. And already some of the more violently minded Liverpool fans are exchanging some ideas with some of the more violently minded Southampton fans going, fucking, come on then, fucking meet me outside then, I will fucking end your life, lad, I will fucking end your, fucking look at me like that. All got hot dogs, freshly bought hot dogs in there, waving out these hot dogs about like it's their dad's dick, going, you'll love me one day, lad, fucking meet me out. No, because I'm from another city, you see, and being from somewhere else is actually a big part of my identity, so it's making me fucking livid that you are from somewhere else. Me and Louis watch that and think, oh, that's a shame. And we watch, as row M continues, we've got our seats, and on the other side of the concrete staircase, row M continues, and we see Johnny and Chris bouncing down the aisle. And they take the seats on the other side of the staircase. They're on row M aisle seats as well. By like chances of 1,000 to 1, we're sitting next to each other, and there's no fucking shit handshake now. We embrace each other because the universe has allowed us some more time together, some closeness. These unlikely friends and unlikely friendship allowed to continue their journey together. It's absolutely fantastic, and we hug and we're going yes and punching the sky, albeit they are absolutely chewing their lips off at this point. But to me, it was a very real and human moment, actually. We watched the game. Philip Coutinho, he scores a long-range drive into the top corner of the goal. It hits the crossbar and then thuds into the floor of the goal. And then that's the best goal. If you don't like football, that's the best one that you can score. It was extra points good on that day because when the ball hit the crossbar, it was raining. So raindrops fell like tears from God. We didn't spend any time on our seats. We spent the whole time on the concrete staircase. The whole time, just talking to each other, going, fucking, I told you earlier, passing, it's fantastic. And we watched the game. And because we're standing on the staircase, the steward has to keep coming to tell us off. And he goes, excuse me, can you not stand on the staircase, please? Because actually, it's a fire hazard. So you need to take your seats, please. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. And Chris does this thing, which I think is quite a Scouse thing, but I'm not sure, where he goes, no, you're right. No, thank you for telling me I'm in the wrong there. I'm in the wrong. Fair play to you, man. Fair play. I'm in the wrong. You're in the right. Thank you for telling me that I was in the wrong there. I'm going to go take your seat now, man. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Fair play to you, man. Fair play. No, you're doing your job. You're just doing your job. Sound. Thanks very much indeed for telling me that I, in that instance, was in the wrong. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you for taking me seat now. Cheers, pal. Take care. We win 2-0. It looks like we're going to qualify for the Champions League. We don't, but there you are. We walk through Southampton, one of the worst cities in England, I think. And we make our way back to Southampton Central train station. We've got beers from Sainsbury's and we board the train, but they've made loads of train cancellations and the train has fewer carriages than we thought we were originally going to get. So we're all cramped up, we can't move, we can't enjoy each other, we're almost too close. The crowd's too cramped to react to itself, so we're just there, face in face, can't open our beers, and Chris just cracks his head to the side slightly and looks through the glass door that separates the two carriages. And he sees through the glass door that first class is empty. And then he goes, "Come on, lads! They can't arrest us all! They can't arrest us all! Come on!" He starts gandying everybody into first class. And I'm right behind him going, "Yes, actually, come on, could we? Thank you." And we're in there. Louis got his laptop out again, taking a second pass at his homework, cut to death. I'm sitting next to some bloke who I don't know, but I want to get to know. I say, "Hey, did you enjoy the game?" And he goes, "Yeah, it was sound." I go, "Brilliant. Do you live in..." "Yeah, Liverpool, sound." "Okay, cool. And you, as you go to the game a lot..." "Yeah, I'm a season ticket holder, yeah." "Right, great." And I had to say to him, I said, is something wrong? Sorry." And he went, "Yeah, well, we didn't have people that sounded like you come in the game when I was a kid." I know. Globally speaking, it's not an incredibly big problem, but it did upset me personally. And I went, "Oh, okay." But immediately I said to him, "Mate, I understand. I totally understand. It's a big part of your life is Liverpool Football Club, and a big part of your life is the city of Liverpool, and those are intertwined and interwoven, and you've grown up in Liverpool and seen what's happened, and there's a lack of central government funding from London that causes a kind of siege mentality. Lots of the most brilliant and best cities get a lack of central government funding, and it creates this civic identity that I think Liverpool thrives from, but obviously it's very hard to enjoy those benefits when you're suffering from perhaps a lack of investment in services that you feel that should be there. Not only that, but Liverpool's a port city. It's always had quite an outward-looking identity and been a cultural melting pot for other places, and perhaps had less of an Anglic influence than a lot of other cities in the UK. So when you go to a Liverpool game, the sense of community and the sense of being somewhere where you feel recognised and seen and like you are with your people, that's important to you, and the accent's a big part of that. So I understand that when you hear an accent like mine, a place where you go to feel connected to something, it can feel alienating at exactly the point that you wish not to feel alienated. So I get it. I get it. I suppose also when you were a kid, you wouldn't have had Felipe Coutinho Correa scoring a goal either, would you? But I suppose that's the thing with globalisation. You've really got to take the rough with the smooth. And just then the ticket inspector comes in and goes, "Excuse me, have you all got your first class tickets?" And Chris goes, "No, you're right, I'm sorry. But obviously we're not going fucking anywhere." I love it. I love being part of a crowd. I love the feeling and the sense of being. I love all of that. But I'm deeply suspicious of it. The drive of group identity will most often be superior to individual rationality, and that's what needs to be warned against. Whether you're at a Comic-Con or a Liverpool game, whatever, it's always there. And that's something that Jordan Peterson has put very succinctly in many different lectures, in many different debates. He has always warned of the pernicious influence of group identity on our society, and the fact that when we see or are visited by group identity as a force in our society, we are to warn it off, to get it away, and to resist group identity in all its forms. And group identity, Dr. Jordan Peterson has described as such an awful thing so many times that he's actually managed to forge one of the strongest group identities there is around exactly that idea. Jeremy Corbyn is an anti-racist. He's been searching for racism his whole life, searching for the cause of racism in our society and trying to weed racism out wherever he can, looking for the source of racism, looking to end racism at the source. And Jeremy Corbyn, in his infinite wisdom, has come to the conclusion that racism can only be the fault of the Jews. Now that's quite a similar joke twice, isn't it, with different characters. And my job as a room distilling comedian is to get rid of everybody who reacted angrily to either joke. And my dream, to be honest, is to come back here next year with a smaller and better crowd. Thanks very much indeed. Thank you. Thank you very much! Thank you so much. Cheers.